What's up, guys? Welcome back to Between the Pylons. I'm John Camacho. Thank you so much for watching. And guys, today we are talking about wide receiver Rondale Moore out of Purdue. And this dude's a really interesting study because he's really only played in 7 games over the past 2 years. 2020, he was out of all but just 3 games with lower body injuries that just kept nagging at him, kept keeping him off the field. And then in 2019, he had a very severe hamstring injury that kept him out of all but just 4 games. Now in 2018, he had an absolutely stellar freshman year, putting up over 100 receptions, over 1,200 yards, and 12 touchdowns. Ridiculous numbers, and he is incredibly explosive, incredibly fun to watch, has the body type of a running back, but plays like a wide receiver. Let's get into the style of player that he is. Let's get into how he plays, what I like about his game, what I don't like. I'm going to go really quick and just give you an overview of the player with some film here. So the first thing that really jumps out to you when you watch Rondale Moore is his ability to make plays. Ball in his hands, he is so explosive and so dangerous. Right here, we see just a wide receiver screen on the goal line. Cornerback is obviously giving him a lot of respect. So what do? Just throw it out to him, see what he can do with the ball in his hands. And Rondale Moore bobbles the ball, which I will say I did see a handful of times after watching a couple of games of Rondale Moore. He does have a couple concentration drops, not major. I do like his hands, but it definitely did come up at times. Anyway, regardless of the catch, you can see it. You know what he's doing here. He's just making plays, and that's, like I said, the first thing that really jumps out to me when you watch him. And here again, I'm going to show the exact same thing. What I want to really slow down and really point out is his explosiveness. Watch him on this play as he decides to cut back inside, and watch the explosiveness as he changes direction, stops, and then just explodes upfield. I think that is really the most important thing. And like I said, look, he has a running back body, and this is like a running back play. This is a play that I look for a running back to make, and it's awesome that he's able to do it. Look, and I don't want to take anything away from him. He is absolutely a wide receiver and belongs as a wide receiver in the NFL, but that's just a playmaking ability, ball in his hands ability that you have to love. Whichever team drafts Rondale Moore needs to have a plan for getting him the ball in space, because that is his ultimate weapon, and I think he will be very good at utilizing it at the next level. And here again, I want to talk about his ability to go from 0 to 60 very fast. It's something that came up throughout watching his game. We'll see Rondale Moore running just a basic slant route. Quarterback throws it really well, a little bit outside of his body. Rondale Moore has to jump for it, and watch his ability to pick up speed as he lands here, right? So has a little bit of a leap to catch this ball, and then brings it in and is already at maximum speed. Really good. And then here does his patented dead leg move here. Gotta love that. Great play. Just shows his explosiveness. His athletic ability is top notch. Watching Rondale Moore, the one thing that kind of stood out to me, because I already knew he was very explosive, I already knew he was very shifty, but his route running I really like. Look at this move right here. Look how he runs kind of a Texas route, really sets his defender up, and then just cuts back inside. Defender gets a hand on him, but doesn't really slow him down. Obviously, the ball doesn't go to him. But moving on in that same vein of route running, we're going to see Rondale Moore here at the top of your screen, right by that 30-yard line. And look at this release and his ability to create space, get open, puts the defender in quicksand, and is able to get plenty of space to bring this ball down and then create some extra yards after catch. Gotta love that. There's nothing, no notes there. That's perfect play. And then here, this is just a chance to show, hey, he can catch the ball. Kind of cradles it here, but you gotta love his concentration, his ability to bring the ball in. I will say you don't see this a whole lot, but I did want to bring up that he definitely proved that he has the ability to do it. Now, is he going to be doing this consistently in the NFL? No, probably not. That's not really his game, but he definitely has the ability to do it. Very good concentration, ability to track the ball, bring the ball in. I just wanted to throw that in there because as much as I talk about him being a guy that you want to get the ball in space and having a running back's body, he really is a complete receiver. Rondale Moore is a really fun player to watch, and he really fits that archetype of the slot receiver / weapon type of guy that has become very popular in the NFL. It seems like every team has one of these types of guys, and I do believe he is going to be a very good option for teams. Let's get over to the skill chart so we can kind of look at this player in a different way, get a more of a visual representation. But before I do, if you are enjoying this video, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like and subscribing to this channel, it would really help me out a lot. Back to the show. show. So we'll start with route running here. I put it as 6.0 because it is really, really good. It's technically refined, and really in the 2020 games, he showed out as a route runner, like as a complete receiver. I want to keep hammering that home because as much as I describe him as a running back body, and as much as he's going to be put into a box of being kind of this shifty athlete type of guy, he is a really good receiver as well. Hands are 5.5, which is a positive grade. That actually could have been higher because when you look at his game as a whole, he does a really good job of catching the ball outside of his frame. He does a really good job of catching the ball with his hands, has good, strong hands. My only issue were the concentration drops that I saw. It happened a handful of times in the games that I watched where it did kick his grade down just a little bit. Still a positive grade, still a good grade overall. Athleticism, very, very good, but he's going to make his money with his quickness. So shifty, so quick. We know that about him. And when we look at some of the more negative grades, obviously contested catch, contact balance, body control, all of those things really just aren't his skill set. I don't consider it a bad thing. I don't consider it something that really hurts him a whole lot. Obviously, it does bring his overall grade down a little bit because he's limited in the things he can do to an extent. But at the end of the day, that's not really what you're drafting him to do. So you shouldn't really get upset about that at all. Yards after catch, elite. So good with the ball in his hands. Cut and change of direction, elite. I mean, you talk about his ability to pick up speed after a cut. I mentioned that in the video. It still astonishes me. It's so much fun to watch. His release is very good, creates very good separation. And he creates separation not only with his speed and athleticism, but with route running as well. I mean, he does a good job of that. And for his size, his blocking is really good. I was very impressed with how he engages with blockers and really puts 100% effort into every single play, even if it's a run play, even if it's not going to him. Always blocks hard, always plays hard. You gotta love players like that. Overall, I think Rondale Moore really fits the archetype of a wide receiver that pretty much every team in the NFL either has or wants on some level. Might not be as important for every single scheme, and that's definitely going to be dependent on the coaching, offensive scheme, things like that. But overall, every team is trying to build their wide receiver core like a basketball team, right? You want different skill sets for different guys. And Rondale Moore fits a very integral archetype of a wide receiver in the NFL. He's really, really good. There are a couple issues that I want to talk about, and I want to frame this in a way that kind of makes sense for everybody. I'm not talking about this as a detriment to Rondale Moore, the player. I'm more so talking about it as a detriment to him ending up in the first round. I have him definitively in the second round group of guys that are going to go. I really believe he'll fall into that second round. Maybe he sneaks into the first round. If he does, I'm not going to be mad about it. I'm not going to say it's a terrible pick, anything like that. But let me just give you a couple factors. First of all, I don't think he is the best at what he does. Kadarius Toney kind of does everything that Rondale Moore does, but I think he's a little bit better. I do think he's the better prospect of the two, and I have Kadarius Toney ranked higher. I'm going to have a draft profile on Kadarius Toney coming out very, very soon, so hold on to that, and please subscribe if you haven't already. The other factor is the injuries, right? Now, I certainly have Rondale Moore as the number 2 guy in this kind of archetype that I've talked about, right? But there are other dudes that can do it. Like, there's a lot of very fast, shifty guys out there, and a lot of them are going to be sought after. They're going to be drafted in those middle rounds, and, a lot of them are going to be day 2 picks. I wonder how much the lower body injuries 2 years in a row is going to hurt his draft stock. If teams are looking at guys that are close, and if the athletic profile is close, yeah, teams might just take the guy who's been healthy over the guy who's had lower body injuries 2 years in a row. Those are the two things that really strongly keep him out of the first round. I don't think he gets in the top 32, and really probably keeps him out of the top 50 if I had to guess. There's a lot of guys in this class. So if teams are looking for this type of wide receiver, I certainly don't believe he'll be the first one taken, and I don't even know if he'll be the second or third because of those injuries. And I, won't speak directly towards the injuries, but it's definitely worth mentioning. That's going to be a team-by-team basis making those decisions and deciding what the risk factor is and if they want to move forward with the Rondale Moore. I think whoever gets Rondale Moore is going to be very, very happy with the player when he is on the field. I certainly believe he has a long future in the NFL, assuming health and all of those things go his way. But with that being said, guys, I think that's all I have for Rondale Moore. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. It really, really helps me out. If you leave a comment, leave a like, and obviously subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this type of content. Please let me know if there's anybody else you'd like me to do a draft profile video on. I do have a bunch of these videos already kind of lined up, but if you leave it in the comments, I will add it to the list and I will certainly get to it as soon as I can. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and please check back for more videos soon. Peace out.